All right, we'll go ahead and get going. So, welcome everyone. My name is Alex. I'm with Revo Rideshare, and I'm going to be doing a driver onboarding and orientation class today. So, if you're a brand new driver with Revo, then I want to say welcome to the revolution. This is an amazing time, an amazing opportunity for you to get in at the ground level with a company that's going to be changing the industry forever on a few different fronts. So, Revo is short for revolution, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're starting a revolution for our drivers, for the customers, and basically for the rideshare community. But at the same time, we're also revolutionizing the technology that goes into rideshare. And we built our rideshare company on the blockchain. We're the first rideshare company built on the blockchain. And whether you follow crypto and blockchain or not, I can guarantee you it's going to be a good thing, and it's going to help us be able to reshape everything that goes on with the rideshare industry because we are a decentralized company. So instead of having a centralized platform like a Lyft or like an Uber, where you have an owner of the company, you have a board of directors, you have investors, and they care about is the bottom line. They want to make sure that they're turning a profit. The beautiful thing about having a blockchain based rideshare company is we are decentralized. We're actually owned and operated by our community. And whenever a decision needs to get made, it's brought up to a vote, and everybody that's part of our node network. So these are people that help run our back end by owning a node. They get a vote in what goes on with the because we don't have a huge corporate overhead. We don't have giant data center costs. We don't spend tons and tons of money on marketing and buying up smaller companies and buying market share. We're able to pay our drivers more. We're able to charge our customers less, and everybody can earn just by inviting people to our platform. And that's our mission. We want to make sure that, like I mentioned, customers pay less, our drivers make more, and everybody earns a reward. So in today's training, we're going to go over a few different things. So one, I want to go over a little bit about our company. So you probably got invited by one of our other drivers or customers, and they may or may not have told you what makes us different and how we're going to change the industry. So I want to touch on that a little bit, but we're also going to talk about how you get paid, which is very important. I was a rideshare driver for a very long time, and I'm a rideshare driver for Revo. So I'm not just a trainer, I'm also a driver, and I'm out there in the trenches and I'm out there in the field just like you are. So we also have an amazing referral program, which is an affiliate program. And like I mentioned, everybody can get rewarded by inviting people to our platform. Whether you're inviting customers or whether you're inviting drivers, you can get rewarded on every transaction that happens with that individual for as long as they're on our platform. So it's almost like getting micro ownership of our company. You can bring in customers or drivers, and then every time something happens with that individual on our platform transaction wise, you get a little piece of it, which is pretty amazing. Residual ongoing. We'll also talk about opening your city. So if you're in a city that's already open, great. We just have to finish the onboarding and the orientation part. You can get set up on the app, and then you can start taking rides right away. If you're in a city that's not open yet, then we'll discuss what it takes to open your city so that way we can bring Revo to the masses in an area near you. We're also going to go over your back office. So everybody in our company gets a back office. So whether you're a driver or whether you're a customer, that's where you can get all of your referral links if you want to take advantage of the affiliate program. We also have training. We have marketing materials available for you. You can track all of the people in your organization. You can track your commissions. You can update your personal data and information. So I want to go over that back office with you and kind of give you a tour and show you around. We'll also talk a little bit about best practices to be a driver on our platform. And then we'll also go over the driver app and what it looks like to take a ride with Revo. All right. So there's really 5 things that set us apart from these other rideshare companies. And again, I was a rideshare driver for a very long time. And when I saw the business model that Revo was doing, I just thought to myself, wow, this is everything that I wanted as a rideshare driver. If I was to go and build a rideshare company, these are the type of things that I would want to have different. So, one, we pay our drivers. You guys are an integral part of our business. We do not have our own drivers. We do not have autonomous vehicles, we rely on individuals like you to be able to use your cars and be drivers on our platform. So we pay you more. We pay our drivers up to 30% more on average than what they're making with the other companies. So on top of that, we charge our customers less. They're paying either on par or up to 20% less than what they are with those other companies. And then, like I mentioned, everybody can help us grow and everybody can earn just by inviting people to the platform. We also allow drivers to build their own rideshare business within our business. So we are completely different than anything you're probably used to if you've been a rideshare driver for any length of time. You can actually build your own business, bringing on your own clientele, and then your clientele can book rides directly with you. You don't get that with Lyft and Uber, so it's one of the other things that sets us apart. And then finally, we're built on the blockchain, which means that we can earn and we can reward you with blockchain rewards just by completing certain activities on our platform, like completing a ride. You can earn blockchain rewards. Getting a 5-star review, you can earn blockchain rewards. And then you can use those rewards on our platform to be able to purchase additional rides. You might be able to, at some point, just transfer those tokens or those rewards and get other services and products within our ecosystem. Or there's always a monetary value. At some point, you can also cash out if that's an opportunity that you wanted to take. So, all right. So there's a lot of things that really kind of suck in the industry. And I get it because I've been a rideshare driver for a very long time, like I mentioned. But when I started, it was about 7 or 8 years ago now. And that was kind of the golden era of rideshare. That was just when they were starting to come about. They were disrupting an already prevalent industry, being the taxi industry. And a lot of taxi companies didn't like that. But also a lot of customers didn't like dealing with taxi companies because there wasn't really an easy way to go and hail a cab. You had to know the phone number, you had to call them. A lot of people didn't have cell phones all the time. So it just wasn't the easiest and best experience. And then rideshare came along and Uber disrupted the industry. And it was great because we were making, probably 70-ish% of the ride. They gave us a lot of bonuses. There was a lot of cool things going on. Then you can work a little amount of time in your spare time and you can make a pretty decent side hustle income. And some people turn it into a full-time income. But the landscape of rideshare has changed completely over the years, and now it's not as lucrative. Drivers are making way less. I think on average, the drivers are making probably closer to 40% net after all of their expenses and all of the fees and everything else that those other rideshare companies charge, closer to 40%, which is a drastic difference in 60 to 70%. So we're working quite a bit more to earn the same amount of money. So that's one of the things that we wanted to change. But we still have to put the wear and tear in our vehicles. We still have to deal with the unruly customers and all of the oversaturated areas. I don't know if you've ever tried going to the airport and you're like, well, I'm going to go to the airport. Maybe I'll get a good ride. And then you see 40 or 50 other drivers that had that same idea. And you're waiting in a queue for an hour or more just to try to get a ride. And then it's a crapshoot whether it's a good ride or not. Maybe it's a ride all the way across town and it was worth the wait. Maybe it's a ride 5 minutes away, and then you get back in the queue with kind of a disappointed taste in your mouth. So, but there's a lot of things that we didn't like about rideshare, and we wanted to take all of the great things about rideshare, like being able to use your own car and be able to choose your own schedule and all of those things. But we wanted to get rid of a lot of the things that really just suck about rideshare. So that's why Revo Rideshare came about. We wanted to revolutionize what rideshare was to the community. Because at the end of the day, we're just software. We don't have any drivers. We don't have any autonomous vehicles. We just have apps. We have an app for the customer where they can go and book a ride. We have an app for the drivers where they can go and accept those rides. But other than that, we're just software. So I think all the other rideshare companies kind of lost sight of that they're also just software. And without the drivers, they really aren't anything. But yet they keep trying to nickel and dime the drivers, pay you guys less and less. They're raising the costs of the customers. So really the only ones making out is the rideshare company, which is that centralized model. So being decentralized, we wanted to bring value to both sides of the table and create the best rideshare experience for everybody, where drivers can maximize the money they make, customers can have the best experience on a rideshare. I don't know, I've been in quite a few rideshares on the customer side where it was not a great experience. There's not a lot of great drivers in rideshare. There's a lot of rideshare drivers, but there's not a lot of great rideshare drivers. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the ones that want to create their own business within our business, that entrepreneurial minded driver that's tired of being under the thumb of these other rideshare companies, being told how much they can make, and all of those other things that come with rideshare. And that's why we created Revo. And being the first rideshare company on the blockchain, it's for both sides of the table. And again, whether you follow blockchain or not, it's coming. And I'm going to continue to be the Paul Revere of blockchain. Blockchain is coming. Blockchain is coming. And you can either get ready for it and be on the right side of it, or you can kind of get run over. It's one of those things that's going to, revolutionize a lot of different industries, not just rideshare like we're doing, but quite a few different industries across a ton of different platforms are going to get changed by blockchain. So we wanted to get ahead of it, and we wanted to build our company and be able to be one of the first ones to adopt blockchain. But that allows us to use blockchain rewards, or the tokens, the crypto, whatever you want to call it, to be able to shape our culture and be able to help grow our company. And we can reward drivers and customers just by using our platform. And we can reward certain activities that we like, so that way we can shape the company in that direction. So say, for instance, a customer gets a ride on our platform. Well, great. Every time they take a ride, they earn blockchain rewards. If the customer gets a 5-star review, because reviews go both ways, a driver can review a customer just like a customer can review a driver. So if a customer gets a 5-star review, they get more tokens, which encourages them to be nice. And the same thing for the drivers. Drivers also get rewarded for getting a 5-star review, which encourages our drivers to give the best service possible. So with these rewards, think of it like a frequent flyer mile program, if you will, where as a customer, I can earn tokens, or kind of like earning points, and then I can redeem those points for additional rides at a discount. So just like I can earn a bunch of points in a points card and go and get flights or hotels or whatever, it's the same thing, but with rideshare. And then on the other side, as a driver, not only do you make up to 30% more for the fare itself, but on top of that, you guys can earn blockchain rewards, which you can use to get your own drives. You can sell them, you can trade them. There's a lot of different things you can do with them, but blockchain is going to be a good thing. And just by being involved in our company, you're going to get involved in the blockchain side. All right. So I wanted to go a little bit more into how you guys get paid, because that's very important. A lot of rideshare companies are taking advantage of drivers. There's a lot of new rideshare companies coming up, and a lot of them just offer the same thing, just packaged in a different brand. And that's where we wanted to be different. So whereas back in the day, we used to make, 60, 70% of a fare, which is now closer to 40% with those other companies, Revo, we don't have any crazy algorithms or any hidden fees. It's pretty straightforward. Whatever the customer pays, whatever that fare is, you get 70% of that fare. And then any fare over $80. So if you have a $70 ride, you get 70% of that, or $49 out of 70. If you get an $80 ride, then you get 80%. So anything over $80, you get 80% of that ride. $100 ride, you would get 80 bucks. So pretty straightforward and easy. We don't have any, crazy algorithms and stuff like I mentioned. We just wanted to keep it simple. And here's some examples of what Revo brings as opposed to Uber and Lyft. So we have some Revo drivers. This one particular, his name is Jeff Trills. He's one of our great drivers out in Atlanta. He helped open the Atlanta market. He was just a driver. He's driving for Lyft and Uber. He saw our platform and what we were doing, and he wanted to lock arms with us, and he wanted to bring it to Atlanta. So he came out to Florida. He learned all about it from Paul. He also came out to Vegas because we had an event going on in Vegas. And then he worked very hard to get Revo open in Atlanta, and he did. And now that's one of our most successful cities because of people and because of drivers, entrepreneurial-minded drivers like Jeff. So this is an example of what he was dealing with Uber, and then compared to Revo. So on the left, you're going to see two side-by-side pictures. So on the right is Uber. So with Uber, he worked 56 hours, did 78 trips during that time, and he made about 1,135 bucks. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of time for 1,135 bucks. And then if you look on the left side, that's where Revo is different. So he worked 58 trips, so 20 less trips. He did 24 and a half hours, more than half the amount of time than he did with Uber. And he made $1,686, 550-ish dollars more by working less time. And that's the power of Revo. And that's what a decentralized rideshare company will bring. And then if you look on the right, he gave another screenshot where we kind of broke it down to hourly and what you make per trip. So he did about 1,137 bucks. That was over 41 trips and almost 18 hours. So if you take the 1,137 divided by 18 hours, he was averaging about $63 an hour, which I'd never averaged $63 an hour working for those other rideshare companies. I was lucky to get $20 to $25 an hour. Sometimes on a crazy day with crazy events and I work 12-hour shift, I may, make $40 an hour, but I'm tired and done by the end of it. But with hours, you can work less, you can, spend more time doing what you want to do and still make more money. So that's the power and what we're bringing on Revo. And here's another example. This is a side by side. So this is a trip with Uber and that same trip with Revo. And the difference is very, very stark. So on the left, it was about an $80 ride. They did about a $12 tip. So overall, they paid about $92.95, but the driver only made $39, less than 40 bucks when the customer is paying 92. That is crazy talk to me. So on Revo, that same trip, it was actually less expensive for the customer. The fare was $67. They tipped $10, so it was a total of $77, and our driver took home 76 bucks. So 76 out of an almost $80 fare versus $40 out of an almost $90 fare. That's a very, very big difference. I would much rather do on the Revo side than on the Uber side any old day. So, all right. And like I mentioned, we have a referral program, which is amazing. And this is, again, another added benefit by working with Revo. And we allow you to build your own clientele. And by bringing in your own customers, you can actually earn residuals every time they take a ride. So even if they take a ride with another driver, or maybe they go to one of our other cities that's open and they ride over there, you're still going to get paid. If I have friends in another state and we're open in that state, in that city, and I invite them on and they use the service all the time, I'm getting paid. So again, we reward you for helping us grow and helping us build our business and your business. So what if you were to refer some drivers? Let's break that down. Let's give a quick example. So if I was to go and find 20 drivers, again, I'm a driver. I know a bunch of drivers. A lot of my friends drive, and a lot of them drive for Uber and Lyft, and we talk all the time on how much it sucks. So I'm in the process, I've recruited quite a few of them, but I'm in the process of recruiting all of the people I know that do rideshare. And if I was to go get 20 drivers and all of those drivers did 10 rides a day, and they did that for 20 days, they're not a full-time driver. They're not working 30 days a month. So they do 10 rides a day for 20 days. That's 200 rides a month. So the average, if I get 20 drivers doing that, that's 4,000 rides between all of my drivers doing 10 rides a day for 20 days. So the average fare is around 20 bucks. So if you have 4,000 rides times 20 bucks, that's $80,000 in fares, and your earnings would be 3% of that. So 3% of 80,000 is $2,400 a month in residual income just for bringing a driver onto a better platform. And as you can see in the chart, the more drivers you bring on, it just increases the amount of money you can make. And again, this is completely optional. You do not have to take advantage. You do not have to go and recruit people. You can, and you can earn residual incomes, and it's fantastic. At some point, I don't want to drive anymore, and I would rather spend time with my family or doing the things I love or going on vacations rather than sitting and driving people around. And I can do that by bringing people on. And then same thing for customers. So the thing that I think about all the time as a driver and as, part of this rideshare company and being in Phoenix, so I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, And we have a little company here called Waymo. And Waymo is an autonomous vehicle company, and they don't have drivers. They have self-driving cars that will go and pick up a customer. There's no driver in there, and the customer can hang out by themselves in the back seat. They can hook up their there's their playlist to the stereo and all kinds of stuff. And it's really starting to catch fire. And I truly believe that autonomous vehicles and rideshare is probably going to increase a lot over the next couple of years. And that might cut into what we guys can make as drivers. But if I refer a ton of customers onto our platform, and every single time I get an Uber or Lyft ride, or every time I'm talking to my friends, or whenever I'm out at the bar or whatever, and I'm talking to people, I'm going to tell them about Revo. And the moment they sign up with my referral link, they're forever attached to me. And whenever they take a ride, I get paid. So, and even if we move to autonomous vehicles at some point, and some people are not going to want to adopt it, they're going to always want to have a driver, but there's a lot of people that do. I talk to friends all the time that take Waymo. So, but if I was to go and get 20 clients and all of them did 20 rides a month, that's 20 clients, 20 rides, 400 rides. If the average fare is, $20, that's $8,000 in fares a month off of those 20 people. And if I'm getting 3% of the 8,000, I'm earning $240 a month in residuals. What if I bump that up to 50 or 100 or 500 or 1,000, and I just keep growing it and growing it and growing it? Then the opportunity is endless. Again, the point for me is to eventually not be able to drive. And again, this has nothing to do with your money that you make with the actual fare itself. This is just an added bonus. You can earn money by just driving. You can earn money by driving and referring people. You can earn money by driving, referring people, and taking advantage of the blockchain, which you get just for taking rides anyway. So, all right. So that's how you guys get paid. So we have three different levels of vehicles. So if you look at an Express, so that is our lowest level, it's equivalent to like an Uber X. So that's a standard four-door vehicle. You get standard rates. And that could be like a Toyota Camry, a Honda Accord, a Hyundai Sonata, or whatever you want. That's just a regular four-door vehicle. That's an express ride. So when you're setting up your app and you have one of those types of vehicles, choose Express. If you have a higher end vehicle, we have also the Lux. Lux is equivalent to like an Uber Premier, luxury high end cars. It could be a Mercedes or a BMW or a Tesla, but we also charge higher rates for those vehicles. And then we also have an SUV class. These are XL vehicles, equivalent to an Uber XL, 6 seats or more. We also charge higher rates than an Express. And that could be like an Escalade or a Tesla Model Y, a Kia Telluride, whatever you want that has 6 seats or more. Then you can classify yourself as an SUV. And again, as you go through the app for the first time, then it's going to ask you not only to set up your customer profile or your driver profile, but you also then have to upload your documents like your registration, your insurance, and all of that stuff. Driver's license. And then also you're gonna have to set up your vehicle profile where you put in your vehicle type, the make, the model, the color, also your plate number and everything else. All of that's going to be spelled out for you as you download the app, and it'll walk you through the setup process. All right, so let's talk about taking rides in an open city versus opening your city. So we are fairly new. We opened our first cities back in March of this year. That was in Florida. We're actually based in Florida, but now we've spread to over 40 cities nationwide. But what we've learned is, again, there's not a lot of great drivers. There's a lot of drivers, but not a lot of great drivers. But a lot of drivers have been beat down for so long by these other rideshare companies that some of them have formed some bad habits. Like they don't want to go and pick up certain rides, whether it's too far to go grab, or it's not making enough money, or it's a short ride, or whatever it is, they don't pick it up. And as a brand new company, we don't want to leave any customer behind. We want to make sure that every customer gets the best experience, and no customer wants to order a car and not have one come pick them up, because then they're going to say, well, that was a fun experiment, but these guys are just too new. I'm going to go with the tried and true Uber and Lyft. Even though I pay more and the drivers make less and it's not as good, I at least can get picked up. So what we did is we made it so customers have to schedule at least 30 minutes out in the beginning. When we open up a city, it's scheduled rides 30 minutes out. And that allows us time to go and grab a driver. So if no driver accepts it organically, then we have what's called fail-safe drivers. So a fail-safe driver is a driver that's just agreed to go pick up any ride at any time during certain shifts. It's not 24 hours a day. They choose their own shifts that they want to be a fail-safe driver. Hey, I'm already out driving for Lyft and Uber Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. So anytime during that time, if no one else accepts the ride, feel free to text me or give me a call. And if I'm not on another ride, I'm unavailable, I will go pick up that customer. And that's what we need for fail-safe drivers. Again, entrepreneurial minded drivers that are interested in helping us grow. But at the same time, every single time you put a customer in your car, you have an opportunity to recruit them as one of your own clients. Again, we have the ability for clients to book rides directly with you in your calendar. So now you can build a clientele. When I was driving with Lyft and Uber, I would turn on my app, I would go to the busiest places I thought of, and I would hope for the best. And sometimes hope is not the best strategy, but that's what you get with Lyft and Uber. Because there's been plenty of times where I ride with a customer, I have a great experience where they were talking or jamming out on music or whatever. And at the end of the ride, they're like, "Man, Alex, this was fantastic. I wish I can get you every time I need a ride because this is a great experience. How can I do that?" And they can't because they don't offer that through Lyft and Uber. But with us, they can actually, after they're done taking a ride with you, they can go into their history, they can favorite you as a driver. And the next time they need to book a ride, they have a drop down and they can choose from their favorite drivers list who they want to come pick them up. So imagine if you were to have 20 or 30 or even 50 rides scheduled every single week. And now I have more control over my time, my schedule, the money I'm bringing in, the people I have in my car. It's just a better overall situation. I have my own rideshare business, but it's within the umbrella of Revo. Because let's face it, I mean, I don't know how many times I've done cash rides, and there's plenty of times where I've had drivers that I've being on the customer side and said, "Hey, I know you booked this with Uber, but why don't we cancel that and you can just pay me cash because I make more money and it's better for everybody." And I get it. I mean, with Uber changing all of their fees and stuff like that, so drivers make less and less, you got to do what you got to do. But the problem is they don't have any kind of a booking system. They have to say, "Hey, let me give you my number. Text me when you need a ride. You can cash at me or Venmo me or whatever." Um, but there's no real dispatch. There's no way for them to book a ride with you in advance. So they just have to call or text you. But what if you get all of that stuff within our platform? You get to use our app so they can book rides directly with you. They can pay with their credit card directly through the app, and you get a majority of the fare. We also pay you every time you bring on a customer and they take rides on our platform, even if it's not with you. So now if I go and if I see a 2 mile ride as a driver, instead of thinking to myself, I'm probably not going to make a lot of money on that ride, my thought is going to be, I'm going to go and try to recruit that customer and have them be one of my clientele. And maybe it's a 2 mile ride this time around because they just needed to go run a quick errand, but maybe they take rideshare, twice a week or 5 times a week, or they don't have a vehicle and they take it twice a day because they have to get to and from work or whatever it is. What if I can get all of those rides and I can have them book it directly in my calendar? And now I have more and more clientele. I can build rapport and relationships. I can get better tips. That's all possible with Revo. So, and if they book a ride and they're not attached to a driver, it's just going to go in a queue. So if you have your app on, you're going to see all of the rides that come in off of that queue, and you can accept it. You can go pick them up and then do your best to try to recruit them as a driver or as a customer. I'm sorry. Um, but if you're in a new city and you just turn on your app and you expect for there to just be rides falling down from the heavens and you're going to be able to get all of the rides that you want and make way more money, you may be disappointed in the beginning because that will come as we grow. This is, again, all viral, all word of mouth. We don't do any marketing. We rely on our community, our customers, and our drivers to be able to market with us and for us. So as a driver, bring in your own clientele. And now all of those customers are attached to you. They can book rides directly with you. If I'm a customer and I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Not only do I pay less, but I can also earn commissions by inviting my friends and family to use a service that's cheaper." So it's cheaper for them and it's better for the driver. And I get rewarded every time they take a ride. everybody uses, some kind of a rideshare. I'm going to invite everybody. And now as a customer, I have a bunch of people in my organization. I can earn the blockchain rewards. So now I can have all my rides covered. I can earn some extra, side hustle money or whatever. So there's a lot of things available that you just don't get with those other companies. So if you're in a city that's already open, set up your profile. You can get ready to drive and then go invite everybody that you know to go and be a customer. So if you're part of a large group or organization like a church or a men's or women's group or any kind of networking or anything else, invite all those people. Say, hey, do you use rideshare? I'm a rideshare driver. You should download this app. You pay less. It's better for me. I make more. You can book rides directly with me. If you like me, we can, I can be your, personal chauffeur or white glove service or whatever you want it. And some people like to flex that. I know that Jeff and I know myself also will have people that are customers and be like, oh, I'll send my driver to come pick you up. And they'll go book a ride directly in the app with me for whoever their friend or family member is. And it's just kind of a cool flex for them. So all of that is available. And you can build your own rideshare business. But again, if you're just thinking that you're going to turn on the app and have rides coming in, it may not be that way in the beginning. You're going to have to go build it or work with other people in our company to help build it. But as time grows, again, you're coming on in the beginning. So it is going to be a little bit slow, but that's also where a lot of people can bring people in. Right now, you can go talk to any of your friends and family, and there's a good chance they haven't heard of Revo. 6 months from now, once we go completely viral, again, we've opened up 40 cities in 6 months. So in another 6 months, just imagine how fast it's going to grow. You may go start talking to your friends and family and say, hey, you should go check out this new rideshare company called, and before you even finish their sentence, oh, Revo Rideshare? Yeah, I signed up under Becky the other day. She told me all about it. This is great. I've already invited 20 of my friends, and this is, fantastic. Well, you just missed that opportunity. So this is a great place for you to be able to not only help build your own business, but help grow our company and help with the revolution at the same time. So here's all the cities that we're open in. There's a few other cities I need to add on to here. We've opened up a few more, and actually just opened up 3 more this week. So these are all the cities that we have open. If you know people in these cities, again, you can invite them. They can join up the app. They can start using the service, and you can get paid those residuals. All right, enough of that. Now let us go to a different screen. Hold on 1 second. All right. So again, everybody in our company gets their own back office. So you can get all of your training materials. You can get your marketing materials. If you want to do the affiliate program, you can track all of the people. So I want to just give you a brief overview of what the site looks like and then how you can use it for your business. Let me share my screen. Hold on 1 second. There we go. All right. We should be on the screen. So we have your back office, which is just portal.revoride.com. You can access this from your app. You can access it from the internet or wherever. I'm going to go ahead and put that into the chat. There we go. All right. So to log in, you're just going to use the email address and the password you created when you originally signed up. You're going to say that you're not a robot, and then you're going to log in. So when you log in for the first time, it's going to bring you to your overview screen. So your overview screen is just like a 30,000 foot view of your business. And again, this is the referral side of the business and a lot of the other side of everything. And you can kind of see it all. So there's my name, there's my email, again, referral link. So here's my link if I want to invite other customers or drivers, and I get 3% off of all of my direct referrals. So 3% goes to me for every customer and driver I bring on. And if they give or receive a ride, I get paid 3%. So you also have an opportunity to earn money off of referrals of referrals and, smaller percentages, but you can earn overrides because we want to reward those people that want to really just be builders. Some people want to be drivers, some people want to be customers, but some people see the opportunity and they're like, man, if you're going to pay me all of these residuals just for bringing people on to a service that, they're already using, we're not reinventing anything, and this isn't something that's brand new. This is something that people have been using for years. We just have a better mousetrap, so to speak, where, we pay our drivers more and customers pay less, and then everyone earns a reward. So, but there's my referral link. I can copy it. So if I hit copy, now I can paste that in an email. I can paste that into a text message. I can paste it into my social media marketing or whatever. I also have all of these icons, which allows me to directly, post that into those different groups. There's also one that's a QR code. It looks like a little QR code icon. And when you click on it, it brings up your QR code. So if they scan this, it's going to take them directly to your referral page. They can sign up as a customer or driver. And once they do, your referral link will be embedded in here. Now they're forever tied to you. Then you can get paid off of every single transaction. You can also download the QR code if you want to go and give that to your marketing flyers and stuff like that, and just paste on those flyers. So you'll also be able to see your business as far as like referrals and orders and sales and stuff coming in. So these are just other people taking rides and drives off the platform. You'll be able to see all of that. So there's a bunch of tabs at the top. So the first one's marketing tools. So this is where you can get your business cards. We also have the official logos if you want to get recruiting materials, and we're changing it all the time. We're adding more and more stuff. We've added a few other different marketing things if you want to take advantage of the affiliate side, and we just want to give you all the tools and resources. So while this is free, we don't charge you for the back office. We just feel that if we give you the tools and resources to be successful, not only will you be successful, but it'll help the revolution as well. So, all right. So as you build your network, as you bring in customers and drivers, then you're going to see them on your network screen. So again, we are part of the blockchain. One of the benefits of blockchain is everything is very transparent. It's immutable. You can't change it. Once it hits the blockchain, it's always on the blockchain, and it allows us to be transparent, which you want, because if you're inviting hundreds, if not thousands of people to the platform, you want to make sure you're getting paid off of every transaction. So, but this is where you can view that network. I found 214 people that I brought in directly, and those 214 people caught the vision just like I did, and they brought on another 16,051 people, and those are all individual opportunity to earn overrides on because they're part of my organization. So, and again, completely optional. You don't have to do any of this, but I would, because that gives you an opportunity to not drive and maybe retire yourself. So, but as you bring people on, you'll get an email with their name, their phone number, their email address, and then you'll be able to reach out to them just saying, hey, welcome to the revolution. My name's Alex. You signed up under my code. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, or if you want to book a ride with me, feel free to reach out. Or if you want to, be a builder, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to support. But you will always be their direct person that brought them in, and they'll be tied to you forever. So you'll also see a breakdown of the different levels. So again, level 1, these are my directs. I got 214 people. Those 214 people brought in another 1,544 people, who brought in another 4,394 people, who brought in 6,203 people, who brought in another 3,910 people. And then on the right, you can see all of the commissions and stuff that's going on. So every time a ride happens, then that's the revenue that gets created. So kind of cool. Again, we want to make sure that you can kind of see everything. You can also see the transactions. So as you get paid, as different transactions happen, then you'll be able to see all of that in real time. We also have a social tab. This is just where we're putting our socials and stuff like that, like Telegram, and we're going to add, we have a Facebook group and Instagram groups and TikTok groups, but a lot of people have their own groups and pages as well. So merchandise, if you want to go and get Revo'd out and go get your hats and your shirts and your koozies and your pullover sweaters or whatever, you can click on the merchant link. That's going to bring you to our store, and then you can order all of your tchotchkes and other things that you want. So again, sometimes it's more powerful when you're wearing Revo gear, and you're going out promoting Revo. We have a lot of people that do that, and they're very successful. Like we have a team out in Las Vegas, and they'll all put on Revo shirts and get Revo hats. They'll have their own flyers. They'll go hit the strip in a team. They call it a street team, and they'll go and sign up customers and drivers and go create a lot of buzz. And then all of those people are now underneath them, and they can start growing their business. So we also have a training tab. So anytime we do a training, like we're doing this one, we record it. And then as we record them, if we think it's something important, you should have it at your fingertips, we'll put it in the training tab. So whether you want to learn more about blockchain, we've done specific calls on the blockchain side. If you want to learn more about building your business, Paul does a call every Monday along with the rest of the corporate staff and the developers, and they talk about what you need to do to be successful. And then we have trainings all through the week that you can join, but if you're not able to join, then a lot of them will get put up on here as a recording. So, and then we have the settings. This is where you can change your personal information. You can also add your address. If you are with us and you make over $600 in commissions or in fares or whatever, then you got to pay taxes, and we have to send you a 1099. So make sure to give us your address in order to do that, and also your tax ID number. So whether you do that as an individual, a sole proprietor, a social security number, whatever, then you can do that. Or like me, I created a LLC. That LLC is the one that's doing all of the marketing. I pay the LLC, or they pay the LLC, and the LLC pays me. So that gives me more tax write-offs. It gives me more corporate protections and stuff like that. My LLC is in a city that doesn't charge, state tax and stuff. So it just gives me more opportunities to, be able to write some things off. But you can do whatever you want. I use an EIN. You can use a social or a PAN or whatever works for you in your situation. We also have payment settings. So right now we can pay all of the residual referrals. So every time a ride happens, you get paid a commission in the arrears. So if rides happen this week, you get paid next week. On the driver side, if a ride happens today, you can get paid today. So that's different than the referral side. Driver side, you get paid same day. And we're actually getting ready to sign up some new pay providers, which is going to give us some really cool pay options where you can get paid out instantly, and some other options as well. So, but you can choose and change all of that directly through the payment settings screen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing there. And then the last thing I want to go over, we have about 12 minutes left. I want to go over what it looks like to take a ride on our platform. And if you've been driving with any of those other companies for any length of time, Lyft and Uber, most apps operate the same. Ours is no different. It's just laid out a little bit differently. And it's pretty close to the same process. But I just want to make sure that you guys see what it looks like to take a ride on our platform. So let me go and share a different screen now. There we go. And there we go. All right. So step one, on the right, you're going to see what the screen looks like. So I downloaded the app. It's going to show you the map. So your car's in the center. If you can see here in the center, there's the car. And then you're going to see some icons along the perimeter of the screen. So the top left, that's where you're going to see all of your reservations that you've accepted. So whether it's one that is in your queue for a later time, like they booked one next Tuesday, it's going to show up there if I've already accepted it. It's also where you can see your past rides. On the bottom left, you're going to see a clipboard. There's a red box around it. When someone books a ride, that's where the ride's going to show up. So you'll get a text notification, and then you can click on the clipboard, and then you can see the ride, whether it's in an open queue or whether it's in your private queue, because again, they can book rides directly with you. On the bottom right, that's just so you can recenter your screen if you're moving the map around. And on the top right, you're going to see 3 lines. That's what they call a hamburger menu. And if you click on that, it's going to bring up all of the different options where you can see your car information and all of your personal information. You can update your picture. Make sure that you take a nice picture. That's what customers are going to see when they book a ride with you. And we want it to be as professional as possible. Be smiling, no sunglasses or emojis, wear a shirt. I've seen some crazy pictures, but just try to be as professional as possible. Again, this is your first foot forward, as well as a representation of Revo. So, all right. So if you click on the bottom left, if a customer books a ride, you're going to be able to see that ride. You're going to see all the details. If I click on view details, I can see everything from the duration, the distance, how much I get paid. And if I like that ride, I can click accept reservation. And then that now is going to show up in my queue. So in order to see it, so I've accepted it. It's at least 30 minutes out. So I'm going to go back to my screen. I'm going to click on the top left, which is the car with the check mark. Again, that's where you see your reservations. I'm going to click on the reservation screen. I can click on it. I can see all the same info as when I accepted it. And then if I'm ready to go, I click on start trip, and then I can click on navigate, and that brings up my GPS to take me to the pickup location. All right. So step 3 is picking up the rider. So again, you want to give the best customer service possible, white glove service. You want to have an opportunity to be able to recruit that customer as a favorite if they're not already. So as I'm picking them up, this is me picking up from an airport. I want to give them the best service. I want to park. I want to get out. I want to open doors. I want to go and get their luggage and put the luggage in the car and everything that a good driver would. And then I'm going to click on location reach when I get there. That lets them know I'm at the curb. And then once everyone's in, I can start ride, hit the navigate button, and that's going to bring up my GPS to take them to the drop-off location. All right, so step 4 is the drop-off. So as I'm pulling up, they live in an apartment complex. I'm going to pull up to the complex. Hopefully you're telling them all about Revo and what makes you great and how they should favorite you as a driver and everything else. But once you get to their location, same thing in reverse. I'm going to get out. I'm going to open up doors. I'm going to go and get their luggage. I'm going to make sure they have a nice day, shake hands, kiss babies, whatever I got to do to be able to earn that as a customer. And then I'm going to click on complete ride, slide that puppy over. If there's any toll charges, I can put it. If not, click on done. I can view all of the information on the ride just like I accepted it. I can click next. You're going to want to review that customer. Again, they get rewarded more tokens just by getting a 5-star review. You're going to click done. And now if you want to go review that ride in your history, you click on the top left. You go to your past rides, which is on the right side. And then that's going to allow you to see all the vehicle and the details of that ride. I click on view details and I can see everything from the past, how many miles, what I got paid, all of the duration and everything else. So that's what it's like to take a ride on our app. We've making some updates. We have some new cool things that are coming. So I'll do an updated video once all that comes down the pike. But this is what it looks like at today in the present. All right, let's go ahead and get back. We're stopped sharing. So again, we are looking for entrepreneurial minded drivers. Hopefully after watching this presentation and this onboarding and orientation, you have a better idea of who we are as a company and what we're doing for the industry and how you can lock arms with us and build your own business and go and be successful. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a female driver, and she doesn't feel comfortable driving at night with strangers in her car. Sometimes it's just creepy, especially when a guy will sit directly behind her instead of the seat adjacent, so you can at least see them. So I told her, well, you're part of a women's networking group and you're part of a women's group at your church. Go tell everyone about it and go and invite all your friends and your family and your coworkers and everyone that you know to be your customer. And now they can go and book rides directly with you. And that's what she did. And now she's got a pretty good female clientele that she's building, and she's happy and she feels safe. So these are all things that you guys can do. And then same thing, you want to go and find clientele. I was talking to a lady the other day. She's part of a medical facility, and they don't have a bus. So they either rely on Lyft and Uber, which Lyft and Uber sometimes just don't pick people up. You can book a ride with them and then they'll just cancel the ride, and then people miss appointments and it's a big thing. So the person that was running the clinic physically left the office in her car to go pick up a customer 20 miles away or a patient 20 miles away to bring them back. And I'm like, you could probably find a better use for your time and your expensive degree and all that schooling you did besides picking up customers? Why don't you partner up with us? You know that we're going to pick you up. You can, or your clients up, or your patients up. You can book rides directly in advance. You know when their schedule is going to be. So you can say, hey, next Thursday at 2 o'clock, they have an appointment to come in. So book a ride in advance with me, and then I'll go pick them up. And then I can build a relationship with your clients. We can make sure they get picked up. But now those clinics and stuff sometimes do, 20, 30, 50 rides a week through these other platforms or go picking up themselves. What if I can get all of those rides? What if I can get other drivers on my team and help them get rides, but I still get paid overrides off of those? Again, you have an opportunity to build a business within our business, change the industry and the footprint of rideshare forever at the same time, building your own legacy, and stop working for the man, start working for yourself. And I'm sure that you would love to, be your own boss, have more control over your time and your money and the people you put in your car. And it's just a great, great opportunity. But again, you have to seize it. You have to be the one to go and bring in people. This works when you work. If you don't take the time to go and bring in clients and you just want to wait around and be a driver, if you're like, I just want to drive, I don't want to market, I don't want to talk about blockchain, I don't want to go and recruit anybody, great. You can do that, but it may not be that lucrative right now. Because again, if we're in a brand new city, we probably don't have a lot of customers just booking rides on a daily basis. And if they are booking rides, they might be booking rides with the drivers that have already recruited them. So, 6 months from now, once this thing goes viral like a cat video on TikTok and everyone's, talking about Revo and using Revo, then yeah, you can be a driver. You can probably make a pretty good living just going and picking up rides. But between now and then, you may be disappointed unless you're out there hustling. Like Jeff Trills, who just broke $5,000 that he's made with us over the last couple of months by recruiting his own customers. And he doesn't sit under a shady tree to wait for rides. He's out there driving Uber. And every time someone gets in his car, he's like, hey, have you heard of Revo? It's cheaper for you. It's better for me. Everyone earns rewards. You should sign up. Here's my QR code. The next time you need a ride, let's book it. Whatever it is, you always have an opportunity to build your business. There's a lot of social media pages where people are doing private rides, medical companies. Someone that I was talking to in Vegas, they're talking to a casino, and they talk to the people up the front that do all of the valet and stuff like that. And they're like, oh yeah, some people, they come out and they're wasted or drunk, or they don't have a car, they're in town, and we book rides directly with them, but with taxis or with Ubers and other stuff. And it's probably, sometimes 30 rides a day. What if you can recruit those valets, and they go and book rides directly with you? They sign up the customer, they have the customer book a ride with you, you come pick them up, and now you are building your clientele. Again, we're looking for those entrepreneurial minded drivers that want to build something for themselves, at the same time help the revolution, and we're going to change the industry together. So I hope you got a lot out of this training. I hope you're as excited as I am about being part of Revo, being a part of the revolution, being a part of a blockchain, decentralized company that's doing good for the industry and doing good for everyone. We're almost like the Robin Hood of rideshare, going out and changing things, robbing from the rich, the Ubers and the Lyfts, and giving back to the community. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So welcome to the revolution. If you have any questions, reach out to the person that brought you aboard, or you can reach out to support at revoride.com. You can also reach out to me, Alex at revoride.com, and I'll be more than happy to help you, guide you, whatever I can to make you successful. That's what we are all about. It's all Team Revo. We're all a family, and we're all going to change this industry together. So I hope you guys are successful. I hope you guys see the opportunity and the value, and you guys go out there and crush it. So have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I hope we talk real soon. Thanks. Have a great day. God bless, and cheers.